All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. What's good? What's good? What's good? You tune in Apartment 5B, hosted by your man Kill. I got my squad with me in effect today. As always, ladies first. Porsche, what's good?
How's it going, Kill? So good to be back.
No doubt, no doubt. We've missed you. We've missed you, sis.
Oh, I missed you guys too.
So that's dope to have you. Yao G's, what's going on, Yao?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling, man?
And everything is good. DJ Rec 1, what's going on, good brother?
Hey, man. I ain't got to do nothing for the next 5 days, fam. So, yeah, get ready, fam.
All right.
All right. I'm fully strapped.
That sounds dope. You already know what it is. Let's jump right into it. Today, we are having an intervention. We are having an intervention for the stands. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The people who like build their lives based around these rappers, these athletes. You know what I mean? I don't even call them stands. I call them walkers from like The Walking Dead. Because to me, y'all are brain dead because y'all can't even form an opinion about somebody logically or intelligently. You're just leading with your heart, and that's all you got is your heart. So we're going to be talking about stands. Where did this phenomenon come from? Why did it start? Your top 5 stan fan bases of people you've interacted with. You know what I mean? And then, is there any hope for them? Is there any hope? Like, is this like on The Walking Dead? Do we just got to shoot you in your head? Like, you know, is there any help to bring somebody back to a normal place of living and thinking and being yourself? So that's what we're chopping up about today. Good old-fashioned stands. Porsche, what is your opinion? I want to go last on this because I have a long opinion on where stands come from. So, Porsche, what is your opinion? Where and why? Like, did it pop up? Can you look at a certain time? Can you look at a certain art? Like, where and why do you think these stands exist?
I mean, I think stands, well, I think obsessively fanning over someone has always existed. I mean, I remember that as like being really young, and I don't know if people remember, but there was like Teeny Bopper magazine that like girls always used to have, and they used to love and cut out and put hearts around like boys' faces, actors, and whatever. And then I think that's always been a thing, just because it's famous people. I mean, they were unreachable at a time, and I think for me, where that sort of morphed into being a stan and being even more obsessive was social media, because social media made these celebrities accessible. So now we can at them and they may or may not respond. And a lot of times they do respond. And so then it sort of perpetuates the love. And then it just kind of snowballs, because now you think like, I don't know what the mentality is, because I don't think I stand for anybody. I'm a fan, and I'm a fan of a lot of MCs and all that kind of stuff, but I don't stand. But I think that's where it came from, personally.
All right, no doubt. Yao G's, what about you, man? Where did these stands come from?
Like Portia said, I think we've always had people who are just like obsessive fans over people they just like, people that they identify with, people they relate to, people that they understand. But I don't know. So, like with social media, it got a little crazy, because now, like when you argue, it's more about people trying to protect their fandom of a particular person. Like, and so that's why the word legend gets thrown around unnecessarily, because with certain people, because they're dying to hold some of these people in the highest of regards, but and they'll do anything to try to protect that. You know what I mean? Like I remember when I had the little issue with Cormega. It didn't even start with Cormega. It was more about one of his fans reaching out and saying da 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 da, who tagged Cormega. So like, I don't know why anybody would obsess over Cormega anyway.
Yo, the wild part about that, man, is I hate when niggas do that, because I'm like, y'all snitching. Like it's almost like you saying something that you don't like about somebody, and somebody hear it, and then they tag that person in it.
No, I never cut. You don't even know Cuz. You don't even know Cormega.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. It's like you dry snitching, because it's like, wait a second, you talking about my Lord and Savior? Oh, nah. Let me get him in on here to come over here and show you who's boss and da. Like you said, half the time it don't even start off with that person. who you end up beefing with.
Yeah. Like I said, no disrespect to Cormega or anybody else, but like I said, some of these people are unnecessarily like really attached to them. Like the fact that anybody would try to tell me that Cormega is a legend, it just would never identify with me. Like I just can't see it. What has he done? You know what I mean? And like they try to come up with their own rationale and their own reasons as to why these people are as great as you think they are, but you know. Most of the time, I'm always here to hear an argument. I'm very objective when it comes to my hip hop. Like I try to listen to everybody with an objective ear. But I would never just be like go off the bat and just say things that are untrue just to protect one of the artists that I love. You know what I mean? I would never do that.
Right. No, I feel you. Right. What about you, good brother?
Man, Porsche hit the nail on the head. I think social media made it so that people could have conversations at people, whatever you want to call it. I think they look for someone to actually say, "Hey, I see you, I hear you." You know what I'm saying? You couldn't do that back in the day. Perfect example. Shit, I seen Michael 5,000 watts in the store today. You know, gave him a pound, told him I like what he do, switch your house, whatever, and kept it moving. But that's the era that we come from. You know, you just want to see if you see somebody, oh, hey man, I like what you do, peace, and step off. But these cats, man, anybody that walk around like y'all said, talking about Cormega's a legend or such and such is a legend, and it doesn't have any substance, I got to question your whole existence, man. I'm sorry. I think social media made it absolutely crazy. Because back in the day, we had our favorites, but you had an open ear to where you're listening to somebody based off of what they said. But now, cats, they can't even have a rational conversation with you about why you think one thing or why you think a few things. It's out of hand, man.
Right. Now I feel you on that. And I think to talk about some of the things you said, and before I even put this out here, here's the thesis statement. The key word I'm about to use is some. Not all, some. So Porsche, what you were saying about, you know, those teeny bopper magazines and everything like that, to be honest, I always felt like that was more of a some females. You know what I mean? Yeah. I didn't really know any guys. I just don't want to offend anybody out there watching. I sometimes forget. I don't want to fall on Aisha Curry. You know, I fall in that trap sometimes with like when she was like that Jada Pinkett thing. And sometimes I'm talking like it's just the four of us. And it's really, I totally forget like there are people who watch this outside of us. So I want to be very careful with what I say. That I feel like, and here's a story. I always say this is a funny story. So I was at Morgan's 92, 93. This guy walks in McKeldin Center, who's like our student union center. The dude has an afro with a part down the middle. Looks like he has a butt on his head, right? Everybody's clowning this dude. Everybody's giving him hell. Then one girl says, "Oh my God, isn't that the guy from Juice in the program?" And for people who don't remember, Omar Epps was in this movie called The Program with Halle Berry way back in the day. It was a football movie. And when some of the girls found out that was Omar Epps, everything went out the window, and he was priority number one. You know what I mean? And it was just, I was just like, wow. So when this dude was a nobody, he was whack, he had a butt on his head, whatever. Now that he's Omar Epps and he's a movie star, now all of a sudden all that is out the window. And I remember talking to one girl back at Morgan, and she was telling me that Craig Mack wasn't ugly. He just had a skin problem. He had an acne problem. And I'm just like, if this dude went to Morgan with the rest of us, he'd be the ugliest nigga walking campus. But because he's Craig Mack and he's on TV, you know, now he just has an acne problem. Or what did Chris Rock say? Money will turn a bald spot into a part. You know what I mean? So I always felt like with some women, that's how they would find somebody attractive based off of who they are. I feel like that's now become a male trait for some people to be like, oh, that's such and such. He's worth X amount of millions of dollars. Like now I'm standing for him too. Two, yeah, what you were saying about defending somebody, I also call these stands the Secret Service because I really feel like they would take a bullet for their favorite rapper. Like I literally feel like there would be somebody who's like trying to, you know, kill Jay-Z, and some irate stan would just jump in front of the bullet and take it for Jay, which is crazy for me. Now, here's my thing with stans. I agree with everything you all said, social media, all those things. I'll try to make these stories real quick. My foundation for hip hop, I'm 45. I fell in love with hip hop when I was 10, 1984. Three of the groups that I loved. I mean, on my foundation of why I love this culture and all these records and beats and everything I do are Run DMC, the Fat Boys, and Houdini. These are my foundations. Those three, I know it's usually four, but those three are like the pillar of my foundation of hip hop. Now, here's the thing. Houdini's first album, well, second album technically, Escape, 5 Mic classic to me. Most people watching this probably have never heard Escape. I love it. Fat Boy's first album, 5 Mic classic to me. Run DMC's first album, second album, 5 Mic classic. Here's the thing, y'all. When Houdini went on their third album, it was called Open Sesame. These niggas was on a goddamn flying carpet on the cover. The shit was whack, okay? I mean, these dudes are on a flying carpet. And me and my crew in 7th grade had no problem saying, yo, that shit is whack. You know what I'm saying? When the Fat Boys came out with their second album, Big and Beautiful, we was like, yo, that shit is whack. Like, you were able to say that shit is whack, even though these are the groups that I loved, even though these were the groups that were my foundation of my love for hip hop. And the problem is, you can't say that anymore. And that's the problem. Like, I don't understand. And I always tell a story about Big Daddy Kane. I mean, he's one of my top 10 greatest lyricists ever. But more importantly, he was the Rosa Parks for dark-skinned niggas, okay? Like, literally ushered in dark-skinned dudes. Yo, from first grade, from 84 to 87, nobody wanted to mess with me. Oh, kill you cute, but you too dark. It's like the Chappelle skit when Charlie Murphy was like, me and Eddie was the darkest niggas walking the planet Earth in the 80s. Like, yo. But then in 88, I go to high school, and all of a sudden everybody loves me. Dog, my first girlfriend was a junior. Now, I know that means nothing nowadays because everybody smashed everybody. But in 1988, to have these 11th graders,
that's a fact, though. That's a notch on the belt.
Yo, yeah, like that's unheard of. And here's the other part that was unheard of. None of her girlfriends in 11th grade had a problem with it. It was like, yo, he dark-skinned, he cute. So what I'm just saying is that I love Big Daddy Kane not just as a lyricist because he's like the Rosa Parks for dark skins. So here's the wild part. When Tasted Chocolate came out, again, me and all my crew was like, that shit is whack. You know what I mean? It wasn't no excuses. It wasn't, oh, well, he's not with Marley anymore. Or, yo, he cut his head. It was just like, yo, this shit is whack. We're going to listen to what else is out. We'll see if he come back next album. Nowadays with stands, you can't do that. You can't. And I think it showed it to me best when I reviewed Benny's album, Tana Talk, and I gave it a 4.5. And then somebody got at me and was like, yo, Kill, thought you fuck with Griselda. I was like, yo, I do. He was like, why didn't it get a 5? And I was like, because I thought it was 4.5. You know what I mean? But the fact that somebody was like, but if you really, really, really fuck with Griselda, you would have gave it a 5, my nigga.
I'm not giving you a 5. That's the thing. You got. I'm always going to be objective. Like, I'm not just giving you a 5 to get you because I fuck with you. No, nigga. Like, if that was the case, I'd give Jay-Z five Mike albums every time. But that's just not the case. He's got a couple duds thrown in there. You know what I mean? Like, let's be. You got to be completely honest about the artist that you fuck with. Period.
But here's the thing, y'all. That's where, again, remember, if y'all watch The Walking Dead, these zombies are brain dead. See. To do what you just said, you got to have a brain. You got to be able to have rational thoughts. You have to be able to actually think for, here's something, boys and girls, I know nobody does anymore. You have to think for yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with when you're talking with a stand. They can't think for themselves. You know what I mean? So you're right, Yao, that as somebody who would just say, yes, every Jay-Z album is 5 mics. There is a Jehovah's Witness out there right now who will tell you that every album is either 4.5 or better. Like,
I was just talking to one on my TL before the show.
and what was he saying? He was
saying that Jay is better than Nas because he has an 8 consecutive album release that's all 3 mics or better. And then he said that, and then he continued to say that it was mostly 4 mics. And I was like, no, I don't think so. I don't think an 8 album run that's 4 mics. I don't think so. But
yeah, and I think the other hard part is that again it goes back to social media, and the biggest thing that I see is that these people are truly followers. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that I'm really big on words. So you'll never see me on Twitter talking about, oh yeah, my followers or my followers. I'm like my Twitter people or these people, like, you know. So I think now these people truly believe that they are followers of Jay-Z. It's almost like. And it's weird because the only other time in life I've heard followers outside of social media is church. You know what I mean? And it's just, oh, you're a Christian, you're a follower of Christ. Like you follow what he says, you follow his rules, you follow this book, the Bible. This is how you base your life off of. And it's why I always joke, but it's actually really serious. If I can get more people to follow God and Jesus the way y'all follow your favorite rappers and athletes, the world would be a better place. Because maybe when you're about to shoot somebody, you'd be like, oh, what would Jesus do? He wouldn't do it. But the problem is when you follow your favorite rappers, you may say, oh, God, what would Conway do? Conway would shoot him in the head. So let me shoot this nigga in the head. So that's like really the basis of these, that they're truly followers and that they're truly looking for these people like that. And it's funny because Vern said, and Vern emailed me what he wanted to say, but Vern was like, it's almost to the point now that he doesn't want to talk about. Back in the day, it used to be, don't talk about politics and religion at work.
Right.
Right.
Because it divides everybody. I feel like we got to put music in there now. Like we got to put hip hop in there too now, like right up there. And think about that, y'all, that we can't talk about religion and politics. To me, those two always made sense, but now we can't even do hip hop anymore. You know, so that's crazy. Tell me this, and here's the other thing. And Portia knows, I always talk about this. It's a mental illness. And I'm being dead ass serious. Like people be thinking I'm joking. I am dead serious when I tell folks it is a mental illness going on out here. I work in the hood. Here's not the great thing about the hood, but here's the thing. There's a love deficit in the world, period. And it's not about a rich, poor, upper class, middle class, lower class. There's a love deficit. So for a lot of these people, they don't have nobody. They don't have anybody. There was a time when I was growing up that if you was a nut ass nigga on the block, you was just a nut ass nigga on the block. Now you could be the nut ass nigga on the block, but be the motherfucking OG online. You know what I mean? You could. I mean, social media is literally the highest point of fantasy island. I used to always say that about college. You can go to college and become whoever you want to become. You want to be a thug, you can be a thug. You want to be a hoe, you can be a hoe. You want to be a virgin again, you can be a virgin. You could be whatever you want to be. Going to college because if people don't know your past, it's the same with social media. So I just feel like these people can get on here and they can talk as greasy as they want. This is why I'm always giving out my teen center the address to my teen center, because I'm like, y'all niggas talk greasy. Y'all mofos come to DC, take a day and come out to the teen center. Y'all ain't gonna talk greasy like that. But it's like Drake said. Sorry, Porsche. Well, Drake didn't say it. He probably didn't write it. But the Twitter fingers, with Twitter fingers out here now. You know what I mean? And that's the problem, that everybody, we're just in this Twitter finger society. Porsche, tell me this. You get into it all the time. Give me your top 5 stand bases that you have gotten to it with. Why? Like, who are they? So it could be 1 through 5 and what happened. Who are your top 5?
It would be Eminem, Jay-Z, J. Cole, Drake, and that's pretty much it. I only got 4 that I always kind of run into, unless I'm not thinking of one. But I just think people treat these particular MCs literally, like you said, Kill, as the Lord and Savior. And it's so weird because I always tell people when it starts to get too stanny in the conversation, I always say, like, just because I say that Eminem has had 5 trash albums, it doesn't make him any less great to everybody who thinks he's great. This is just me. I live in Canada. Like, Eminem doesn't give a damn about my opinion. Either does JC, either does J. Cole, and either does anybody else that I'm going to comment on or be objective about.
Hold on for 1 second, because didn't Cormega care about your comment?
Sure did. Replied to me twice. I had a third one lined up for his ass. Oh, man.
Of course, I totally agree. I understand what you're saying, because the artists you're naming are like top tier.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, even when Yao says whatever his opinion is about Cormega, like, does that change my opinion of Cormega? No, I'm a fan of Cormega. I think Cormega's great. Just because Yao thinks that doesn't make Cormega any less of a dope MC to me. And I keep telling people that just because I think, Magna Carta was trash and Kingdom Come was trash doesn't mean Jay is a trash rapper. He's still one of my goats. Like, I don't know how else to explain it to people. And I kind of have to agree with you, Kill. It is a serious mental illness for sure, because Jay-Z is just a person. He puts gas in his car just like the rest of us do.
Hey, Jay-Z's like Batman. Batman
Exactly.
fill up the Batmobile to get to the crime scene to see Commissioner Gordon. So does Jay-Z.
Exactly.
I agree with you. Yo, let me say real quick what Vern said. So Vern said, so I spoke at my oldest unc's funeral. You could tell he from down south, my oldest unc's funeral. And I said, I never did comics or superheroes because between my dad, my two gramps, and my 9 uncles on both sides and their friends on the block, my grandparents lived 8 houses down from each other. They were my superheroes. I had several of them who were heavy into music, and I never heard them say Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Herbie Hancock, or Miles Davis changed my life. I believe the stan culture is due to some part to the breakdown in the family and spiritual institutions. People need something or someone bigger than themselves to believe in and be a part of. Some do it with sports teams, but this music stan culture combined with social media and idol worship is an epidemic. Heavy D and Chuck D really gave me some jewels to apply to my life, but it's an affront to all the great men and women I actually know and could touch to look outside for influence. Goals is the enemy of the personal peace. Man, get you a dog, love on your kids and your wife the way you fight passionately for artists who wouldn't spit on you if you were wet. My 2 cents. Vern Chandler. So, and I agree with that 100%. I always joke and tell people, y'all really think Jay-Z is y'all pop? Like, y'all really think Jay-Z is y'all dad? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the problem. Y'all really truly believe, like, Father's Day comes around, y'all are trying to find an address to send, Sean a Father's Day card to say thank you for all you've done for me and all of this stuff. So I totally agree with him. And the sad part, and again, people always think I'm joking with the mental illness. The sad part is, again, with the love deficit, a lot of people don't have anybody. A lot of people don't feel like they're a part of anything. So you know what? This stan fan base, what is Beyonce's
Beehive.
Yeah. Like, I know women who really wear that on their chest. Like how some women will wear Delta Sigma Theta on their chest. They wear the Beehive on their chest. I think Rihanna is the Navy and Nicki Minaj has the Barbies and all of that. That's making them feel like they're part of something. I always joke with people, when I was growing up, we didn't have the Kanites. You just like Big Daddy Kane. You didn't have the Rakim-Ms. You just like Rakim. We didn't have these groups. Rakim-Ms. You like the MC, and that was it. That's where it ended. So I don't know. You're the youngest, so I'm just asking you if you know. Did Nicki Minaj come up with the Barbies, or like did the fans do it? Like, which came first? Did Nicki say, "Hey, y'all should be Barbs," or did people say, "Oh, we fuck with you," and we always say you say Barbie, so we are the Barbs?
I couldn't. I don't know. It definitely got annoying right after it caught on. It just got really annoying. But I mean, however it comes up, it's a thing, man. Like, sometimes they find a way, for whatever reason, just identify with a person so much that it, like, they really do feel like they're literally a part of them. Like, I remember one time, not one time, but when Beyonce was pregnant, people were talking about throwing a baby shower for Beyonce, and it was like,
wait, I'm sorry, wait, what? I apologize. You said people were talking about throwing a baby shower for Beyonce.
Yes, I'm telling you. I won't even reveal who it was. It is somebody I know. Somebody I know that was like, "Yo, I'm trying to go to this Beyonce baby shower they're throwing." I was like, "Excuse me." Now, apparently, I was thinking, I think funds or proceeds from the party were going to like some type of charity, but they were going to use it as like a, Beyonce having a baby, so let's have a celebration type deal. But I mean, that's just the type of shit that people are on when they are like heavily invested in a certain celebrity, man. It's really, it can be a little disturbing. It's funny, no question, but sometimes it's like, yo, y'all fucking dead.
Yo, and here's the other thing that I want to tell people out there. Y'all better be concerned about folk. If your cousin or your auntie and them is throwing a baby shower for somebody they don't know, and that person ain't even coming to their baby shower, y'all laugh. I'll be serious. It's like y'all said. It's funny But you better, dudes, if you out there dating a chick who's having a baby shower for Beyonce, don't be shocked when your house is burnt down, or don't be shocked when she burn all your low, or don't be shocked when you come home and you done pissed her off and your Jordans is all sliced up. Like, there are hints that people see, and dudes love doing that because y'all know the marriage coaching. Dudes love being like, yo, I had no idea she was crazy. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You know, yes, you did. Yes, you did. But I mean, it's crazy. Yeah, I never thought I would hear something like that.
It's a real thing. It was a real thing. Listen, real thing. Dead ass.
Wow. All right. Yeah. What about you? What are your top 5 stand bases that you?
Oh man. Oh man. It's gonna be fun. Tupac, number 1. The Tupac Hive.
Is Yao serious right now?
Yes,
is Yao serious?
I'm dead
Are
serious.
we?
Dead serious.
Oh my God.
I'm not going front. I haven't ran into the Tupacalypse in them.
Look, not in a while. And I'm gonna keep saying this. I'm gonna keep saying that. Tupac is one of the greats of all time. I will never dispute that. He's got legendary songs, legendary, like, just moving motivation, you know. But I would say this, as a rapper, I just didn't think he was great. And when I say that, people get annoyed with me. And I don't think there's anything false that I'm saying. I'm just like, okay, he's like I said, I don't want to keep saying this. I say it every time I talk about Tupac. But the Hennessy, Tennessee, you know, every time, like, it's literally like in mad songs. It's in so many songs. So, like, I'm not gonna have different flows. He does display different flows, but it just wasn't as like, it wasn't as seamless as everybody makes it seem. No pun intended. You know what I mean? And whenever I try to, like, explain that to people, Tupac fans, they want to, like, put me on a crucifix. Like, they want to, like, it's ridiculous. They're not having it. They don't want to hear anything about it, even though I'm not saying anything false. But they get upset about it. So, you know, it's Tupac. As much as I love J. Cole, the J. Cole hard does get a little annoying. I think J. Cole might have the most loyal fan base of all time in history of hip hop. I love Cole, but I really the J. Cole fans, like we said earlier, they don't really try to acknowledge the missteps. Like, they'll say, "Oh man, he produced this whole album," but I'll be like, "But the beats aren't great." You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, like, you know what I mean? Like, I should acknowledge him for doing something, but some of the like a lot of the beats he did are not great on the album. So why should I, like, give him credit just because he produced it himself? Like, no, if you're gonna do something, it's got to be great.
It's almost like I got parents that'll be like, "But he went to school." Yeah, nigga, and he failed every class. So,
yeah, so
did he really even have to go to school?
You know what I mean? Like, he could have still won. You know what I mean? You could have got other people to do those same beats. You could have got lower level niggas to do those type of beats. To me, there's nothing extravagant about J. Cole beats. Like I said, I still fuck with J. Cole albums. Like, no question about it. He's one of my favorite rappers of this new era. But, you know, I gotta call it how I see it. To me, you know what I mean? Number 3, I know I'm younger than everybody, but the Future Hive,
Crazy.
Future,
Crazy.
People swear.
Yes.
Future.
What?
It's crazy, bro.
Wow, I had no idea. Maybe because I never mentioned him a day in my life ever.
Yeah. There's a song by Future called March Madness that is easily one of my favorite songs of all time. And I just had a discussion about it today. It's the best trap song of this era, no question about it. I'm not even sure if anybody on the panel is even familiar with this song.
I've heard it, but if you're saying this,
I've heard it.
I will check out March Madness.
Future has his joints, but people say Future has like 2 or 3 classics, and I'm like, classics? Like, I just feel like this particular era is a very, like, it'll be like and you know what? Let me not say that. Most eras are dated. And I want to see if this era of Future of all his music is going to stand the test of time. Like, when you hear a lot of J joints from 15, 20 years ago, them should still slap. Like, a lot of them. I'm not sure if Future has that many, but if you talk to Future fans, you know, mostly fans younger than 31, they are like, no, Future's the god. Future's one of the greatest ever, and I don't see it that way.
Tell me this, y'all. How many albums does Future even have? I literally know nothing about Future except that Sierra Baby Pop. That's the one.
I want to say he's got like a couple. He's got like 4 albums. He got a couple classic mixtapes. 56 Nights, or 58. I can't even get the number. 58 Nights. Dirty Sprite 2 is a really good project. But people are deeming these things to be like, on the level of like life after death, and on the level of like Get Rich or Die Trying, and it's just like, no, it's just not the case to me. And maybe I'm reaching that age where I'm about to be all the way out of touch with the young folks. But
I'm gonna say, y'all, the problem is that now you know how I feel talking to your age group.
You know what I mean? That might be it. That might be what's going on right now. But hey, look, this is how I see it, and I'm gonna keep rolling with it. You know what I mean? So, my fourth, as Porsche mentioned, the Eminem gang is really out of control. They're so out of control. Particularly white people who don't listen to hip hop. You know what I mean? And listen, not to say that I know a lot of people. I know a lot of white dudes who are very knowledgeable in hip hop, who consider Eminem to be one of the greats. But like, if you talk to like casual hip hop fans, like people who listen to like just radio, hip hop on the radio, and just they're familiar with popular artists and things of that nature, particularly white people will always say that Eminem is the greatest. But even if you felt that way, if you feel that way, fine. Some of your resume, as far as your background and your knowledge, doesn't warrant you saying that about Eminem. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know enough about the culture to say things like that. You know what I mean? So the Eminem gang, like I said, particularly with white people, not all of them, just some, because I know white people watch this show in my girl voice. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're a little out of control. And my fifth one is a new gang that I had no idea was a gang until I was on this very show. The Guru Gang.
Oh, stop.
The Guru Gang. I mean, I never thought that I would have I never thought I would have an argument and get as angry as I did during the Guru conversation months back after our podcast.
That joint goes back a year. That was last year.
I don't even know how long ago.
That was last year, because I never forget. I was in NY. You was over the crib, and it was that's when you put that whole list of 150 rappers.
I'm not sure it was 150. I know it was 100. I think I got to 150. I think 150 is a little greedy. But 100. Look, man. Look, this is how I was feeling, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, I ain't mad at you.
Like I said, I did not know that. I did not know the love for Guru was on that high a level. I thought people were like more like me, like, okay, he's decent, but there's nothing special about him. I thought we were just listening to Guru. I thought we were just listening to Gang Starr more for the production and the vibe, as opposed to monotonous. You know what I mean?
If you
oh my god, if you just call it monotonous fluff,
Guru is gonna come out of y'all's mouth, and there's not gonna be a shot there. Y'all are sadly.
And look, my man Nick. Shout out to my man Nick. He ain't been on the show in a little minute, and I know Nick bangs with Guru, and I know he be feeling away when I be getting at him a little bit. But dog, you know what I mean? Like, it's just how I feel, bro. You know what I mean? I just don't think he's,
This came up on my TL yesterday, I think, and someone mentioned Yao. And someone was like, yeah, your boy Yao doesn't like Guru. And I was like, well, Yao doesn't like Guru, but he backs up his opinion on it. Right. So I had to defend Yao on that. And I was like, if he doesn't like Guru for whatever reason, that he's monotone or whatever it is, Yao's got enough to back it up. So I let that rock. Like, it's all good. And I fully defended Yao in that situation, because as much as I love Guru, but I, had to stand up for Yao in that situation.
And like I said, it's just about being objective. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I totally get it. You know what I mean? I appreciate Twitter so much for that. Seriously. People get out of control on Twitter, man. They get out of control with the language, talking to you any type of way.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. We're not friends.
Right. And that's the thing people forget.
I just tell somebody that the other day. I know we could chop it up for years, but my nigga, if you can't text me, we ain't that cool. Like, if you want to know how cool we are, can you text me? And if the answer is no, then not saying we not cool, but we ain't.
You got your answer.
Cool.
You got your answer.
Not that cool. So if the only way you can get at me, if Twitter blows up tomorrow, we never speak again, we obviously wasn't that cool. You know what I mean? So
just before you go to rec, my fifth one, Big L, the Big L hive. I have to. I'm sorry. I like Big L. People are out here telling me I hate Big L. I don't hate Big L. I like Big L. I think he's dope. I just don't think he's as dope as all the 400 people that bombarded my mentions think he is. So,
yep.
You know what it is, Porsche, and I'm glad you brought that up because you can't. What I've also realized with the stan culture is that you can't critique an artist because if you critique them, then you don't like them. I have never said in all the time I've been on Twitter, I don't like Ninth Wonder. I think he's whack. You know, I've never said that. I'm like, I don't believe he belongs on the Mount Rushmore of producers. I don't think he's a producer. That's what I've said. You know what I mean? But you know, I said something like I like the Rhapsody joint where he used the Phil Collins joint, and I was like, "Yo, this is fire!" And everybody was like, "Oh shit, Kills Ninth Wonder." I'm like, again, I never said he was whack. But if you don't, literally, people take. I'll tell you a funny story. One of my homegirls used to go to this church that I went to, that I loved the pastor, First Baptist Glenard, and she told me this years ago before I went there. She was like, my pastor said it's okay to have sex outside of marriage, just don't be a hoe. And I was like, well, that's kind of okay. You know, that's strange. You know, I don't think I'll be going to your church. But long story short, I ended up going to the church, staying for 20 years. Man changed my life. And what that showed me is, trust me, Pastor Jenkins would never say anything like that. What that let me know is that you go to church and you hear what you want to hear. Because I know Pastor Jenkins ain't say you could just have sex with anybody, just don't be a hoe. But that's what you heard. And that's what happens when you're a stan. You hear what you want to hear. You didn't hear me say, oh, Ninth Wonder isn't one of the top 5 best producers ever. You heard me say, oh, that nigga's whack.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's the problem. So like you said, you never said Big L was trash, but because you don't think he's a legend, or because you don't think his first album is a classic, or because you don't think he's the greatest rapper ever.
And my whole thing was whole thing was just don't come to me in a conversation and tell me about potential. Potential is a fabricated thing. I mean, that's a whole other show on its own. But yes, I did not say that Big L was whack. I said Big L is dope. I just don't think he's I just don't think he's what everyone else thinks he is. That's just me.
Trust me, I understand it. I get it 100%. Like I said, if I say I was saying something about the Little Brother album and somebody chimed in, well, you don't like Ninth anyway, so you should be happy that he's not on the album. And I'm like, I have never, if you can find the tweet, if you can find the tweet or the episode of Apartment 5B or the Risemans when I call Ninth Wonder whack, you can have any record you want out of here. It's yours. It's yours. But you can't, because I've never said that. But again, for a stand, if you don't agree with them, and somebody put me onto this, one of my young boys put me onto this. He was like, OG, it's either classic or it's trash. There's no in between. And that's it. That's it. It's either classic or it's trash. So either you're on Mount Rushmore or you're whack. Either you think Big L is the greatest ever or he's whack. There's no in between anymore. So when we say things like, well, no, I think Ninth is dope, it doesn't matter. If he's not on Mount Rushmore, then he's trash. So it didn't matter. You could explain this. You could come with thesis statements. You could have fucking footnotes at the bottom of your tweets. It doesn't matter. If they're not the greatest, then there's trash. So that's what it is. Right. What about you? What are your top 5 stand bases?
Quick caveat, if that's the case, there's a lot of trash motherfuckers out here, regardless if it's producers or rappers, because a lot of that shit ain't classic.
You are 100% right, good brother.
So first one I'm going with is Kanye to them. Kanye to the West got some of the craziest stands I've ever seen in my 41 years on this earth, man.
That's a fact, Jack.
And I'm gonna say this, man. Ye, I'm gonna give Ye his props for what he was able to bring back, not for what he was able to create. Bring back, meaning that he did some shit that motherfuckers did before his ass.
There you go.
Understand that.
You know what? Right, I hear you. You coming for the offering plate this week. I see you coming
I need that. Understand that he took what was a foundation for him and was able to take it and run with it, and I'm happy for him. He got some bangers, but Kanye, after Dark, Beautiful, Twisted, whatever the fuck you want to call it, nah. And I will argue your ass down about that shit.
Right.
I don't care. I will argue you till I turn blue in the face, and I'm a brown skinned motherfucker, so it's gonna be a minute. Now, number 2, Aubrey. Aubrey, yes. I don't understand how people can say that this guy is the greatest rapper since sliced bread when it's a known fact that he does not write a solid portion of his shit. So
does he rap or sing, Rex?
He does both. He does both.
Thank you.
He does both.
Yo, you wanna know, right? You want to know one of my favorite Drake moments? Is on the shop, and he was talking to.
I didn't see that. I just started getting into the shop.
And dude was like, "Yo, I study rap battles for a living." And yo, that is the funniest.
What?
He was like explaining about the whole him and Pusha dissing 40, and he was just like, "Yo, I study rap battles for a living." Like it's like, dog, just my bad, but you keep going with
Nah, you good. You good. That man, look, he's the wrong person to be studying rap battles. Anyway, Drake fans, period. I don't got to say no more about that. We know where that's going.
Yep.
Number 3, Jehovah. Anybody that's gonna call themselves Jehovah and you're gonna run around and praise this man like he is God, you got a problem. You got a problem. If he tells you to go and pay your credit and you think that's the best thing since sliced bread or change clothes, no more jerseys. I remember the story Kill always tell us. His man whispered in his ear, was like, fam, we don't rock jerseys no more. Like Kill's supposed to go to the crib, take his jersey off and go put on a button down.
Yo, true.
and I was in Jersey, Philly at the time, and he had that much weight to where like you go to the club on Strawberry Mansion off of Delaware Ave, and niggas would not be rocking jerseys no more. Like that shit was overnight.
I mean, hey,
it was overnight.
The man Prodigy was rocking button-ups shortly after that.
Hey, he probably was, but
ain't no problem.
The stands have gotten outrageous when it comes to Jay-Z, man. Outrageous. The next one, this is fairly new. I know my timeline gonna get lit up for this, man. At DJ Rec 1. Nipsey Hussle. I like Nipsey. I like Nipsey. I've listened to Nipsey since the first start of mixtapes and all that. I've been a fan. I have been a fan. But when people are coming out the woodworks talking about this man is the great, he's a legend, everything he's done is classic. Nah, that last album, I get at 5 mics. That was a dope, flawless album. You can listen to that joint seamless album. He's not a legend. His business acumen is legendary. I give him that. Music, no. Don't do that to yourself. And the last one I got. Now, Kill, you know if I'm bringing him up.
Hold on for a second, right? I want to talk on that Nipsey thing for a minute. Let me. Even though mofos ain't gonna listen because I got
a fresh black. Do you?
5 mic classic. I mean, it's either classic or trash. Here's the thing with me and Nipsey, and I love Nipsey. I think Nipsey's death is the hip hop death that's affected me the most since Scott LaRock, which was my first death when I was 12 years old.
Right.
I feel like Nipsey is legendary for his philanthropy.
Correct.
I think Nipsey is legendary for what he was doing for the hood. The first time I even heard of Nipsey Hussle, it was I just heard rapper STEM centers in the neighborhoods of South Central, and that piqued my interest. And it was like, whoa, there's a rapper putting STEM centers, and in South Central, like you said, his business, his philanthropy, what he was doing for the hood, his insight was legendary. All those things, but it goes back to the show we just did last week. To me, here's the simple and the easiest equation to talk about this, because it's not a coincidence to me that a lot of these fan bases we're talking about are MCs who are dead. You know what I mean? Big L, Pac, now Nipsey. Was Nipsey? I never heard nan nigga call Nipsey a legend when he was alive.
Correct.
Not one person. Not from South Central, not from Compton, not from anywhere. But now when he dies, he's a legend.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's almost like we've now equated the two together. Like once you die, you automatically get the legend. You get the legend thing. And again, not to go into Christianity and religion too much, that's not how it works. Like you just don't die and go to heaven. You have to.
Well, when you die young, you get considered to be a legend, I think.
Right. Well, when you die young, right? So.
Yes.
I just think that to me, it doesn't add up like that. But there are people who believe, I believe that you have to do some things to get into heaven. You just don't die and go to heaven. That's my own personal religious beliefs. Mm-hmm. I think that's how people put two and two together. If you die young, then you become a legend. It's just automatically off the break. And that's just how it works. And it's going to be a lot of upset people in hell when they realize it don't work like that. You know, so I agree with you on the Nipsey. And I love Nipsey to death.
Same here. Same here.
Death that's affected me the most out of all these hip hop deaths.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with Nipsey's music.
Nipsey's catalog.
Even
when you get a
even comment on it,
and I mean, it's dope.
Sit down with it.
I've heard
that's literally 40 songs of Nipsey Hussle bangers. Like
I heard his last album, but I'm just not. I'm not familiar enough. Like I was never. I wasn't somebody who listened to Nipsey from jump. Like I can't ever comment on Nipsey ever, and I never have.
Right.
But I agree with you, right? That I feel like, you know, but I love Nip to death, you know. But again, you can't tell somebody from Cali that. Like that's
hell no.
That I'm really willing to have because that was their backyard. You know what I mean? So it's like he was doing this for your neighborhood. So whatever. And Porsche knows what I'm talking about, how people get blocked over Nipsey and stuff. But yeah, I'm sorry, Rick. What's your last one?
Anytime somebody got the audacity to compare somebody to Rakim, I got a problem with that. And I like this individual. Matter of fact, I brought him up on this show. That's the first time I think anybody ever even heard of this cat within the panel. Within the panel.
About them?
I don't know. Within the panel. I'll say within the panel. Others have heard, but within the panel. Mark Hami. I love Mark, man. I have his whole discography. I fuck with Mark. But Mark is not a legend. And I don't know if he ever will be.
Right.
It's insane.
Yo, it is.
The lengths that people will go to get you to be convinced that they are telling you why this person is a legend. And they honestly believe that shit. You can't tell them that they're wrong. It's just like you said, money, politics, and religion. You can't talk to people about that. And hip hop has to be put in that because you can't tell these cats that Mark Hami is not a legend. Mark Hami used to run with Griselda a few years back. There was a falling out, and he does not run with Griselda anymore. He's from upstate New York. Dope artist. Don't get it twisted. Dope artist, y'all. You get a minute. Matter of fact, I'll send you a Dropbox link.
Here's the thing, Rag.
Dope artist.
Dope artist, in your opinion.
Yes. In my opinion. Dope artist. But you got people running around this joint. Like he has albums. Album might be $100, $200, right? And we ain't talking a physical copy. We ain't talking a physical copy. We talking. That's like if I said, yo, Yao, I got this beat for you. I'm only gonna send you the link. I need $300 for just the link. I don't send you stems. I don't send you drums. I don't send you nothing.
And mofos be paying for that, Yao. They pay for that.
Yo, dog.
Or digital download. Dudes is paying $300.
Yeah.
Like, right. I don't know how I forgot them on my list. Yo,
it's okay. That's why we have a panel here.
That's the help defense of Apartment 5.
That's why we have a panel here. That's why we have a panel here because four minds is always stronger than one.
$300.
Yeah, bro. It's insane. It's insane, man.
Yo, Brett, let me just tell the story. Yo, I was going back and forth with somebody. He was like, yo, you a Griselda fan, but you don't know Mac Hami or whatever. You said you like Rejects. 2, how you don't know? And he was like, yo, listen to such and such, Mac Hami on it. And I was like, oh, the corny nigga. Yeah, him. I know who you talking about. Like, yeah, I heard the nigga and I always fast forward through his part. That's the nigga you talking about? Yo, Matt I probably blocked more Matt Comey.
Yeah, you did.
I don't get it.
This is the first time I'm even hearing his name.
Yo, here's the wild part. Other rappers be riding for this dude. Yo, you know who the nigga who sound like Nas, the corny nigga from Coney.
Old Drew.
Old Drew. He's from Brooklyn. He's from Brooklyn. Old Drew.
The Old Drew blocked me. Like somebody, Bruce Wayne sent me a link, DM'd me a link from of your Old Drew talking about Matt Comey, like calling him one of the greatest of all time. And when I clicked on the link, it said you are blocked from your Old Drew. Here's the thing. I've never fucked with Drew. I've never followed him or anything. So to me, the only reason you could have blocked me is because I'd be like, yo, the nigga ain't dope. Like, I don't like the nigga. So I really honestly think your Old Drew blocked me because I was talking shit about his Lord and say it's incredible. And here's the thing. I tell people all the time, if you rock with dude, thumbs up. I don't give a fuck. But I don't want to like persuade you, because when you hear that other rappers ride for him and he has this stand base and he sells records, digital downloads for $300, I'm sure right now your interest is like, this nigga better be better than Jay-Z.
I literally just said to myself, yo, for $3 cash, you better sound like
right. And I'm letting you know right now
at the same time, yo.
I'm just letting you know right now, in my opinion, he's not better than Benny or Conway, and I ain't paying $100 for a digital download from either one of them, and I love Griselda. So just if you want to listen to it, lower your expectations a lot.
Right.
Because he's like a dude, and I guess people really, I don't know what it is. Like a Matt Comey, I want to do a case study on that. That could be somebody's like, what's the paper you got to write to get out your PhD or whatever? Like what your dissertation.
Thesis.
You got to write thesis.
Do one on Matt Comey, because you as an independent artist or me as a producer, we need that kind of fan base, because he spits it like, yo, these albums are art. You will pay $500 for a painting. Why won't you pay $500 for this download? And mofos be doing it.
Yep.
I mean,
sure do.
If you got the money to blow on stuff that you like, hey, by all means, but nah.
Most of these cats that don't. They riding Metro.
Well, I mean, this is the first time I've ever heard his name. Because I really just got into Griselda probably 2 years ago.
Nah, Matt Comey, man. I'm gonna put a link up for you.
More for West albums than anything else. You know what I mean? And I saw in freestyle sessions that I was seeing with Conway and everybody. But
okay, no, I got you. I'm gonna send it to you tonight.
So
matter of fact, while we on, I'm gonna send you something right now.
I'm still stuck on stupid. I forgot about the homies.
It's okay. I got a honorable mention too.
Who you got?
Rock Marciano.
Oof.
I've never run into them yet.
Bro. Rock is dope. But the greatest of all time? Nah.
Yo, Rock was one of those people who kind of started a lot of what Griselda and people are doing. Rock started.
Yes, he did. He did. But it was out of necessity. He got tired of producers not.
Rock was even doing the whole selling a CD.
Yes.
Like he started that physical CD for $50. So you're right.
He was selling at his shows because he's an independent artist. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. But I mean, he was selling albums. Shoot, same with Nip. Nip sold an album for $100, $1,000, something crazy. Jay bought like 10 copies.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy, man. Rock did what he does out of necessity. That's why there's no drums to a lot of his stuff, because he figured, you know what? I'm getting whack beats from these producers and they charge me $5,000. I might as well go loop up motherfucking Free the Pain or some other shit my goddamn self. Mm-hmm. So it's out of necessity. But he's not a great. He might be great at getting you to pay $500 for a physical copy at his show, but that's about it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm still stuck there. I forgot the homies. Mine goes like this. Number 5, Nas. I call him the disciples. I don't know what it is about Nas. I don't know. I just feel like I've never agreed with this whole term when grown men be like, "Oh, that's my man crush." Like, I don't even know what the fuck.
Whoa. What?
Yo, you've never heard that?
No.
Oh,
I'm glad I haven't.
No, I've heard. I forgot some people have said it on ESPN. People have said it numerous times, like, "Oh, that's my man crush." Like,
you know where a lot of this has started though? the younger generation hears this stuff, and to them, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I'm gonna give you a quick story. So my little brother put me on to Your Old Droog, and he just played it. And at first, I thought it was Nas, and he was like, "Nah, it's not Nas. It's Your Old Droog. He the next thing. He gonna be the great." And I'm like, "It's Nas. He sound like Nas. How he gonna be the great? And he sound like another nigga."
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a weird world we live in. Weird world. But with Nas, I don't get it. The Disciples, you can't tell them anything. Like, every album is great. One person last night, I don't even know how we got on Ether in the takeover. Honestly, because I don't like
seeing that.
I didn't even bring the shit up.
I saw that.
I didn't bring up Ether, but I was telling him, I was like, yo, I think Nas got maybe three in a pass. Now I said 2 in a pass. I said he got 2 in a pass, so I'm going board with this nigga. You know what I mean?
You're talking about whole discography.
Yeah, his whole discography. So we going 4. And I'm like, 4 divided by 13, nigga. If there's 13 questions on the test and you get 4 right, my nigga, you failed. You're going to fucking summer school. Like, you failed. You know what I mean?
Getting the ass whooping.
People are like, oh no, because I Am was great and fucking the Streets Disciple was great and all. I'm like, yo, the Disciples, I can't get them.
Disciple was not great.
Neither here nor there, Rack. I gotta go with you with the Yeezys, with the Kanye stands. Like you said, the great thing is when Ye came on the scene, I loved him. I was happy but you said it perfectly, Rack. He brought something back. It's not that he invented it. Now, what I always have to remember is that you have 18-year-olds who are like, I love hip hop, who have no idea. So in their brains, they think Ye invented that. The reason why I love Ye because I felt hip hop got too violent. It all became one genre. And I miss the days of having a Kid and Play and having a Kwame and having a Special Ed. And you didn't have to rob anybody and kill anybody or shoot anybody to be nice. And Ye did open the door for the J. Coles and the Kid Cudis and the Chance the Rappers and everybody else. But I just can't keep up with when we canceled this nigga. Because I swear to God, when I was in here talking about I like Pablo, everybody was giving me hell. That shit is whack. Now Ye doing his Sunday service and everybody's like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. He's redoing slow jams. He redid Shirley Murdoch's As We Lay to As We Pray, and he's redoing all these songs and this God. But I'm like, wait a second, didn't we cancel Ye because of Donald Trump? But now we're back on Ye because he found God. And I just the Ye folk.
I haven't heard one of his Sunday sessions. I refuse.
I totally believe he's paying these people to come out there because I'm just sitting there like, how do all these people know the damn words to this song? Like, you got to be paying these people. It got to be the choir, and you just put them out front. Number 3, Mary J. Blige. I did not know Mary had, and again, this is the fan that I did a podcast once about saying, yo, Mary is not the greatest singer ever. Like, can hold the note, but she's not the greatest singer ever. Yo, I've never seen anything like this before. If you go to the Shy Part page on YouTube, the comments, we literally probably had over 200 comments, and these people were going for blood.
Like, Dragon Kill for Filth, as they say.
I used to rock with JR. They was like that ugly gay monkey and my homegirl K, who was they was like that ugly ass bitch. I was like, yo, people, they were like, y'all the dumbest motherfuckers I ever heard. Mary is the greatest singer of our generation. And I had no idea that. I know people love Mary. I especially know women my age who love Mary, and people in general my age love Mary. I was literally, I gave out my address to my teen center, and some dude was like, I'm sending my uncle over there right now. Like, it literally got there all about Mary. And I was like, yo, I had to tell my young niggas, like, yo, get out here because some nigga may be coming around. Like, literally, you tell me somebody coming, let's go. But I had to tell my young niggas, like, yo, get ready. Like, you type shit. Like, yeah, Mary.
Old hood rats.
Yeah.
Stand for Mary.
Number 2, Jehovah's Witnesses. It is something about Jay. I don't understand, but they love Jay. And here's my philosophy on that. I believe people love Jay. I believe 80% of Jay-Z's fans are in love with what he represents. And I get it because Jay has a great story. It's like, hey, here's somebody who was a drug dealer. Now he's a billionaire. He's married to Beyonce. Like, I get the story, but I always tell people, I truly believe in my heart of hearts, if after Jay cheated in the whole elevator scandal or whatever, if Beyonce would have left him and took all of his money and sent that nigga back to Marcy and Jay-Z became what Dame Dash is right now, 80% of them Jay-Z fans walk away. They walk away. Because he no longer represents what you could be. You know what I mean? It's always like, you know, and that's the thing. If Jay-Z was dead broke and back in Marcy and dropped 444, it'd be trash. It would be trash. It literally would be trash. Jay could drop the dopest album since Reasonable Doubt, and us backpackers would like it, but the people who love Jay, these Jehovah's Witnesses, you know, would be like, nope, we going, you know, because he no longer, Beyonce has left him. You know, he no longer has the baddest chick in the game. He's broke. It's like, I have more money than Jay-Z. So there's nothing, that's all gone. Here's the biggest shocker to me, y'all. The number one Stan fan base that I've ever had an interaction with, Sean Puffy Combs.
It's true. Yeah, the Puffy, I agree with you, Kill. The Puffy, Puffy Stan base.
I said something like, Puffy ruined hip-hop. I swear to God, for the next 5 days. Did y'all see what the fuck I said?
Yeah.
5 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
5 days. I don't even know how many hours that is. Like, it's like 124. 5 days of, oh, but he changed the game and he was the originator. And it just shows me the youth because they're like, oh, he was the first to do it. And I'm like, Russell Simmons, Andre Harrell, like,
oh my God.
It goes to show you just how the youth that you're talking to. And just the other day, I don't know what I said about Puff, but it came back up. And it was just like,
you said you hadn't heard
oh, yeah. That's
the songs.
I said I never purposely listened to Can't Hope to Missing You. Or
the joint with
Feels So Good.
The joint with Mace.
Right. And that's what I said. And that's the truth. I have never, have I heard the songs? Of course. Did I walk in somebody's house and the video was playing? Of course. But have I ever sat down and said play and sat and lit? No, not at all. And they came out and Puffy's done this. I just was not ready for 5 days of everything Puffy gave to hip hop. Oh, it was, you know how many jobs he gave to people. And I'm like, that has nothing to do with the culture. I'm talking about the culture of hip hop. You know, he gave you Black Rob in the locks. And I'm like, yeah, but then here's again, somebody has said, Joe, man, somebody in the industry who I really, really respect and I really love. And he said this and it threw me because I don't believe in that. He was like, an industry insider said that Puffy sold his soul to the devil. And I was like, well, I can totally believe in that. I believe in spiritual warfare. I believe in all that good stuff. And I said, here's the other part. Everybody who left the label found God. Who else can say that? Who else can literally be like, sure, you can say RZA, you know, jerk the woo, but Raekwon ain't become a Muslim. You know, freaking Ghostface ain't become a pack. Like literally, they just all found God. But all that to just say, yeah, I was not ready. I call them the Diddy Boppers. Because they truly and honestly love Puff. Again, I believe it's the same thing with Jay. I believe if Puff got sued and lost everything with Bad Boy and, you know, whatever, it would be he's a bum nigga, fuck that nigga. But because he has Ciroc and all that stuff, and I mean, you know, come on, dog. The nigga stole his son's girlfriend. Come the fuck on, y'all. Like, come on. Like, y'all don't even care about that. You know what I mean? Like, yo, this dude stole his... Yeah, how greasy you gotta be as a dude to steal your girl, your son?
Listen. First of all, let me say this.
Oh shoot,
Puff is my Scorpio brother. We have the same birthday, and I bang with Puff for certain reasons. But I mean, listen, you'd be remiss to say he's not one of the slimiest dudes. No, I mean, just based on history. Like, look, you gotta call what it is. If you go back to the Shine. I just heard this Eastern Conference All-Stars joint with Scott Zoo, Benny, Conway, West, and Elzai. And Benny got a line about Puff where he says, shoot up the club like Diddy and Poe. I forgot. Poe did years for that and also was deported back to Belize.
Yep.
Yep.
And became an Orthodox Jew.
Scot-free. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so listen, I'm gonna keep saying this. You just gotta call things what they are at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So,
all right, quick question, y'all. Can these stands come back? It's almost like a crackhead. You know what I mean? Can you get them back? And for me, I one of my favorite lines in hip hop, not one of the greatest, personal favorites. Talib Kweli says on Move Something, he says, alcoholics like to call it the moment of clarity. To me, you can get them back, but first you got to get them to admit they have a problem. You know, and anybody who has dealt with any type of addiction or family members with addictions or friends with addictions, you know you're barking up the wrong tree. You can't do nothing until they come out and they themselves say, you are right, I have a problem. You know what I mean? So I think if we could convince somebody out there watching, almost like they do at church, come to meet Jesus. You know, come on, y'all. Somebody out there can admit, I'll take one. That can say, yeah, exactly. Look at Rec. That's right, Rec. There you go. There you go. Like, come on home. Come on home, y'all. And admit, you're right. You know, after watching this show, y'all, I don't think anymore for myself. You know what I mean? I let other people influence me and come on home, because I tell people all the time, it's been plenty of times on here, my own podcast, I've been outvoted. I never mind being the minority. I tell people all the time, I think TakeOver is better than Ether. I know I'm in the minority. I don't give a fuck. Who cares? But you got to be strong enough in yourself to stand on your own too. Come on home, y'all. There's a stand out there who misses. You need love. Apartment 5B gives love. Don't we give love, y'all?
We do.
Give you all the love for your sickness.
We give love, y'all. I ain't saying you're gonna be part of the crew, but you know what I mean. We'll respond to you. I'll follow you back. Like, if you need to be part of something, come on over here and be part of the good guys. Be part of the people who, even though we disagree, we still love each other. We have each other back. To her, Porsche, she defending y'all over Guru.
that's why.
Oh, I'm serious. You ain't getting that love.
Objectivity, guys. We bring the love and the objectivity.
Nowhere else, because guess what? After all the shit you do defending these people, you still trying to win tickets to come see them. But see through my podcast, man. Y'all still trying to win tickets. Through all this defending, you don't even get a free album. You don't get a free download. You don't get a free ticket. You don't get the free VIP. You don't even get a free sip of champagne from these people who you are defending. Come on home, y'all. If you need a family, and again, like they say in church, you don't gotta join this church. You don't have to join this one. You don't have to join this one. This ain't about church. It's about getting to know God. The same thing. Y'all don't have to come be down with Apartment 5B. There's a lot of dope podcasts out here. You know, Vegas and Tone, That Time in Hip Hop. My man Mike, you know, Speak Your Clout. You know, there's a lot of dope, no knockoff radios with my man Harlem Fresh and Rockin' Left Hand. There's so many dope podcasts. There's so many dope people who would take you in their arms and love y'all. There's so many people. Okay. Y'all laughing. I'm dead ass because I do believe it goes back to what Burns said, the love deficit, no problem. People want to be a part of something. And I'm not joking, y'all. I know everybody's laughing.
No, that's facts.
This is the part of the time when church, you got to be silent because we're trying to win souls back. I want to get the fans back, man. Exactly. We got to get y'all back. Come on home. Come on back to believing and understanding, thinking for yourself. You know, say it. Say it. Say fucking Taylor Talk. It wasn't a 5 mic. You can say it. Say it out loud, y'all. You can do it. Come back home, y'all. If you need a home, Apartment 5B, we are great people. We are good people. You know what I mean? Love on people. And again, I say this jokingly, but I mean it. When Tay got murdered, I went to see a counselor. The counselor's offices wasn't good. I ain't mean to air hustle. But the dude ahead of me, this dude was talking about how he had nobody. This man was literally saying he has no family, he has no friends, he had nobody. I felt so bad for him when he came out. I wanted to be like, fuck it, let's go to the bar, like my treat. This is how bad I felt for him. But I'm trying to let people know I get it, that there are people out there who don't have anybody, and you do want to feel like you belong. I work with teens. Trust me, I know what it feels like to have people and they feel like they don't have nobody that they could belong to. So it makes sense that you gravitate to the Stan fan base. But what we got to do, y'all, and this is the bad part about it, is that how do you become a functioning adult when you don't think for yourself? You know, how can you become a functioning person? How can you become, I can't be a good father to my daughter if I can't even think for myself. I can't be a good husband to my wife if I can't think for myself. If I have to say, what would Jay do? Jay would get his ass whooped in the elevator like he did. Like, you know, when your wife ain't taking you back after your sister whooped your ass in the elevator. So, again, come on home, y'all. Think for yourselves. Apartment 5B, we're a great podcast, but this is not about joining our church. Just come on home. Yeah, what do you think? Can these stands come back home, man?
I mean, like you said, it's going to take a moment of clarity. And I think it happens in all walks of life. Like, sometimes you be in a bad relationship with somebody and you just be like, or friendship, relationship, whatever. And all of a sudden, you know, you've been banging with them a little too long, but you just don't know why. And then something happens and all of a sudden it's like, oh, I need to snap out of this. You know what I mean? And whatever it's going to be, that's what it's going to take. Whether it be, you know, something they do that's a flaw in their character, or something that they just don't agree with personally, or they just start putting out just awful music that they just can't bang with. Whatever it is, there's going to be a moment of clarity for everybody to be like, you know what? And they're going to reach back and ask themselves why they were going so hard for this person for so long. You know what I mean? I think it just happens with everything in life. So hopefully it happens with your favorite celebrities and your favorite musicians as well.
Rack, what about you? Can they come back, man?
Nah, man. That's a trait, bro. They're gonna stand for the next motherfucker. So nah, they ain't coming back. That's how they're gonna carry it. They're gonna stand for Mark Hami tomorrow, and then next week it's gonna be the next cat, and they're gonna be like, yo, Mark Hami, that nigga's trash. I'm standing for Joe Blow, the Schmo King. It's not. They're gonna keep standing.
I don't know Mark Hami's name, bro.
So it's MACHHOMEY.
Porsche,
Yeah.
what about you? Can they come back home, Porsche, or they just, it's a wrap?
I mean, I think
I'm just looking at Yao's face.
Yeah. Did you find it?
Start again. One more time. Start again.
All right, man. Hold up. I got you. Go ahead, Porsche. Go ahead, Porsche.
Can they come home, Porsche?
I think they can. I think it takes a tremendous amount of self-awareness to realize you're even kind of crossing that. So, I mean, I just don't understand how people can get so emotional over someone who they don't know. Like, I always tell people, like, celebrities aren't actually like normal people. And sorry if this offends anybody, but they don't seem to function like normal people. And they just aren't the same. They're not in the same kind of realm as regular people are. They don't act the same way. They don't have the same sort of mentality when doing things because they have a lot of other things to worry about in terms of like protecting their money, protecting their name, protecting their brands, and that kind of thing. So it's just, to me, it's so weird to get so emotionally invested in someone who can never sort of connect with you anymore as a person. Like, they're people, but they're on such a different ballpark that it's not even the same. Like, yeah, they appreciate their fans because their fans feed their image and their pockets, but that's where it ends. Like, if you walked up to Jay-Z and said, yo, man, I've never ever went to one of your concerts, I've never bought an album, I've never listened to anything you do, I don't really care, but, you know, I rock for you, he'd be like, well, I don't really care for you because you're not really feeding him what he needs. And that's his pockets and, you know, streams and purchases and all that kind of stuff. So to me, like, you just need a tremendous amount of self-awareness. But I think that it can happen. And I think that people can come back from it. I just think you have to realize that you're even a stan in the first place.
Yep, I totally agree. Like I said, Apartment 5B is a good home here. You know, we care for people. You know what I mean? I'm dead ass. They laughing, but I'm serious. Like, literally, watch some of these episodes. You'll learn a lot of shit. You know what I mean? You'll learn a lot of shit. You'll love to fuck with us. Hey, here's a great thing I tell about Twitter all the time. If people aren't being blessed by Twitter, y'all using this shit wrong. Why do I say that? Because I get so much free shit, it's stupid. Like, it really truly amazes me how much people fuck with me because but I also put a lot of my life out there. I'm not that regular social media who just give you the good. I give you the bad too. So, you know, my DMs are full of, hey, fibromyalgia questions, health questions, wife questions, kid questions. So, but all that to just say, we're a group of good people here. We're good folk here. You know, if you want to be a part of something, be down with Apartment 5B. You don't have to be a stan. Kanye is never going to send you a pair of free Yeezys for free. He's not. You know, Jay is never going to let you come sit front row at his concert, no matter how many times you've defended him. You know, Puff is not giving you an internship at Ciroc, you know, because you buy Ciroc all the time. It's not going to happen. So if you really are looking for love, you really are looking for a good home, Apartment 5B is good. Rec, you was here last week. Yao, you was. Porsche, I told you earlier, we got in the show with what are you banging this week? Yao, what were you listening to this past week?
This past week, so I've had this, I mentioned it earlier, Skyzoo put out a song. I think his album's coming out next week. He got a song with Benny, Conway, Elzhi, and West called Eastern Conference All-Stars. We're banging that a lot this week. Also went back and I had to go back and listen to Skyzoo's Pedal Themes album. I banged that this week, and there's one more. Beanie Siegel, The Becoming. I had to go reach back and listen to that joint. It's been a while since I heard that. So Beanie Siegel, The Becoming. Those are the three.
All right, no doubt. What about you, Rec?
I've been banging that Little Brother joint. May the Lord watch. Dope album. I like it. I'm on the Skyzoo joint, same as Yao. And I've been on my Dilla shit heavy, man. I've been banging Rough Draft every morning. That's been my go-to joint to get me started. So nothing new. Just trying to, you know, keep it moving. Still on my Afro beats. Burna Boy.
Yeah. I will say, not for nothing. So I had a discussion, Rec. Jadena's album might be better than Burna Boy's album. You know?
I'll check it tonight.
Yeah. Crazy.
All right, yeah. I still got to hear that Jadena. I got to hear that. Porsche, what you been banging, miss?
I've been much like Rec, Lil Brother and the Joel Ortiz joint, and actually Vegas and Yao's joints too, which I love. I think they're great. I think they're a lot better than some of the releases that have come out. Vegas's album is conceptually great, amazing. You do. I love just from the title, from the track list, everything about it. I like the featured MCs. It's just a really, really well put together project. Yao's album is great. I'm not just saying that because he's here, and I can't actually hear Yao right now. I don't know what happened to the audio there, but Yao's album gives you a little bit of everything. He said that, and I didn't believe him at first, and I copped the album, I listened to it, and he really gives you a little bit of everything. Lyrically, Yao's great, and production, of course, is dope. So those four are the albums that I've been listening to.
All right.
Thank you, Porsche. I appreciate you.
No doubt, no doubt. For me, I have been banging RJ Payne's Square Root of a Kilo. You know what I mean? Cat out of Philly, down with BSF. Benny signed him. Banging that. And I actually finally got around to listen to Rhapsody's album.
Okay.
And it's good. It's cool. It's cool.
I'm in that camp too, Kill. It's cool.
It's cool.
I'll take that.
You know, will I probably ever listen to it again? No. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny because, like, just looking through my iTunes, like, there's music that's cracked to me. Now, music that's cracked to me is like Square Root of a Kilo, The Plugs I Met, Bandana. That shit just calls me back. Like, even when I don't want to listen to it anymore, it's like a crack. Like, I'm tired of getting high, but then you still get high. Then you got music that's kind of like weed to me. And that's Rick Ross, Port of Miami, too. You know what I mean? Like, it don't call me back like crack, but I be like, yo, I need to throw on some Ross. You know, and I'm not the biggest Ross fan in the world, but I like Port of Miami, too. I think the Rhapsody album is cool. I mean, again, it just goes back. I've said it a billion times. I'll keep saying it. Music is just about what speaks to you. And certain artists just don't speak to you. I like to dumb it down as simple as food. Like, Naomi only likes cheese pizza. It's amazing to me. You don't like sausage? You don't like pepperoni? You don't like, you know, onions on it? It's just you like cheese pizza. You know what I mean? And I'm just not a huge Rhapsody fan. I think she's good. I think she's dope. But it's just not enough for me to come. I'm sure somebody out here has tasted something that was cool, that they were cool with. It was good, but they're not. Or you've been to a restaurant and the food was cool, but it's not like, oh my God, yo, babe, we got to go back and get such and such again, you know? And to me, that's Rhapsody. You know, I think I was really, because so many people we're talking about it, but I also do feel like Rhapsody's album is one of those albums that if you're black, you're supposed to like it. Like,
Well,
I feel like if you say you don't like Rhapsody, somebody's gonna be like, well, you don't like Black Women Kill because don't you know the concept behind the whole album?
Well, I was just gonna say the concept of that album is phenomenal. It's flawless. It was executed perfectly. The track list names, like having Queen Latifah on there, like it is a very like 5 mics for that concept, track list, the names, all the representation that goes on. I absolutely love that. As a woman, I love it. I love that it's empowering other women. I love everything about that. But I just think in terms of content lyrically, I think it could have been maybe better. But I do like the album. It's cool. And I do listen to it again and again. So
again, I was just saying that I feel like it's almost like Luke Cage. When Luke Cage came out, after, you know, all the murderers and he had on the hoodie with the bullet holes in him, like you couldn't be black and say you don't like Luke Cage. Y'all know me, I don't give a fuck. I was like, I don't like Luke Cage. It's all right, but like it's an aight show. I prefer the music, you know, from Raphael Sadiq more than anything. Or like, of course, like you said, I like the concept. I think it was season 2, like they named every song after a Gang Starr song. So it was like, I love this, but just as a whole, like I'm not a big fan. As you can see, I got my man Power Man. I don't know Luke Cage, man. I know Power Man. I came up with Power Man in the 70s and the 80s. So, but I just felt at that time you couldn't say, as black people, we had to come together and just all agree in a secret meeting. No, we all gotta say we love Luke Cage because of this. I feel like that's what it is with this Rhapsody album. It's like, oh, we all gotta say it because black women and we gotta love a black woman and all that. Nigga, I've been married to a black woman 19 years. I love black women. Don't get twisted. I got a daughter. But it is okay to be like, for the Rhapsody stands, I gotta come up with a name for them. Maybe the Bohemian Rhapsodies. I don't know. I'll come up with a name for them because she has stands now too. But I feel like it's a good album. It's three and a pass, maybe.
Yep.
But I know for me, it won't be making my top 5 of the year. I can tell you that easily right now. My top 5 of the year is like kind of set in stone right now. You know, the only thing that may be able to push something out is maybe this Retropolitan, the Pete Rock Sky Zoo joint. As far as things I know that's coming out. If not, my top 5 of the year is kind of set in stone.
I just love that Rhapsody album exists in the world, and that it. Yeah. I just am so glad that forever people can pull that and listen to it and speak to it and potentially teach courses on it and use it as, you know, content for other things. And I love that, and I love Rhapsody for doing that. And I think it's a very important album. It's just, yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
And again, the funny thing is it mixes right in with the Little Brother album. And this isn't a good thing when I'm saying this. It mixes into the Little Brother album, mixes into that Smith & Wesson album that everybody was losing their fucking mind over. And I'm sure ain't nobody played the all in the past year. But I'm just not a fan of the fucking, what is it? The Soul Society?
The Soul Council.
The Soul
Council.
I'm not a fan. Like, I'm not a fan. Again, Ninth Stands. I'm not saying they're whack. But there's just none of those beats just ever pull me back in. Like, come on back and listen again to us. Like, the beats are good, you know, but they're just nothing there, you know. So I almost blame the beats more because the album sets off. I love the first 2 songs. I think the way the Rhapsody album sets off, I was prepared. I was like, yo, this beat is hard, man. And then Ninth came in with the Phil Collins joint. I was like, yo, this joint is crazy. And then I just felt like all the beats just fell in the background music, and I just
I feel like he over-rapped a little bit on the album as well. I know.
I agree with you.
What's funny is that a lot of younger cats are really like, yo, I like this album better than Layla's Wisdom because she is rapping. I'm just like, I don't know. I kind of bang with Layla's Wisdom a little bit.
I would say that. And that's the thing, though. I don't not like Rhapsody. I thought Layla's Wisdom was dope. I thought that was better than this. But again, I just feel like we've been brainwashed. Yeah. But here's the thing. Y'all know how fucking brainwashed we are in America right now? This is how brainwashed we are. Popeyes runs out.
I knew you was going here.
And these fools have now said, bring your own bun. And we will.
So you saw that.
Chicken strips, and you can make your own fucking sandwich. That's where we are right now in society. That people are going to go to the supermarket and buy buns. They're going to get the King Hawaiian buns that are like cocoa bread from the Jamaican store.
And they ain't like cocoa bread, man.
You are going to, like, this is where we're at. where a restaurant is telling you, bring your buns on in and get this chicken sandwich. We won't put pickles on it and we won't put no sauce on it, but you can get these 3 strips and make your own sandwich. This is where we're at.
This
So
nigga said BYOB.
And guess what, Rack? I know, not I think, I know people are gonna go do this.
Oh yeah, you know it.
With music, people are. This is what I'm talking about. Stans, fuck with me, y'all. If you fuck with me, I'll bring you back quick because I don't give a fuck what people say. Yo, the album is good. I know everybody wants to give it 5 mics, and that's beautiful. But we gotta stop being tricked by society.
Yeah,
just saying something is dope because we're supposed to like it. You know, like Poor said, very dope stuff, very dope thing. But society wants you to believe that this is the album that's going to change lives. I don't know if this album is going to change lives. You know, I'm not a black woman. So somebody out there watching is like, well, Kill, this wasn't for you because you ain't a black woman. I don't know. Porsche, did you walk away feeling empowered?
Not entirely, but I can see how people would. Do you know what I mean?
And I hope somebody
and that's dope. Yeah.
I hope
and I love it for that. That's what I mean. I love that it exists for that reason.
I tell people this all the time. If I don't like Mad Comedy, that's cool. I'm glad people like Mad Comedy because you know what that means? That keeps the culture moving forward.
But here's the thing as well. Rhapsody's album is empowering for Black women and it's intended potentially for Black women. And I love that. So, I mean, if it's not meant for me, then it's not meant for me. But I still enjoyed it. And so there's that. So.
Right. And I mean, and that's the thing. Like, even with the Mad Comedy people, if I don't like it, that's all cool. That's all good. That's great because I'm glad people do like it. I'm glad people do support it because sometimes you got to pull yourself out the equation. I'm all about the culture. So if people like Mad Comedy and that's keeping my culture moving forward, that's great. Forget about me. Like Poor said earlier, Mad Comedy don't care if I don't like him. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So that's the thing. Yeah, I'll give them all the information. Where can they get the album? Where can they see the new video? What's good with you?
All right. Name's Yao G's. You can hit me on Yao Music, YAW Music. It's on Twitter and Instagram. Also Facebook as well. Album is on all streaming platforms, including Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Google Music, Amazon Music, etc., etc. I just dropped a visual for What Up Though. That was produced by my man King Rem. That's on my IG page and my IG stories. It's also on YouTube. You can go check that out as well. Got some shows coming up, lining up. Got some other visuals dropping in a couple weeks. We're gonna shoot the Train of Thought video with my man Grizzly Rowe in a couple weeks, so that's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody check the album out. We're pushing this thing for a while. Everybody's loving it, and I do appreciate the love from everybody, particularly on this podcast. Vegas album is tough, by the way. Go check out Vegas album. I'm on there as well. Not with a shameless plug, but you know, whatever. I'm gonna do that. That's fine too. And yeah, we just keep it rolling. So just hit me up. You know what I mean? Features and all that. Let me know what's good.
All right, real quick question for y'all on Rec Porsche. You watch ball too. How do y'all feel about the USA losing back-to-back games?
I knew that was gonna happen. France's team is dope.
Yeah. Well, when I looked at the matchup today, I was going to text you today, Rick. I meant to text you about this today.
Yeah.
You know, we every now and then. But
I can't hear you.
When I saw the team they put out there, I said, "This is a tough squad." You know what I'm saying? This is a tough squad.
Yep.
They have Batum out there. They have Fournier, who's an underrated player.
Yeah.
They have Gobert, who's the best defensive player in the league. It was going to be a tough game. Listen, this is the U.S.'s third team. Like it's the squad.
Right.
So they have to come with, and they don't play together like that. So
that team's been playing together probably since they were kids.
They were kids.
So you can't buy that kind of cohesiveness. Yeah. And then to have 6 NBA caliber, if not NBA players. Come on, man. Dude.
All right. I was just wondering. I expected them to lose a game. I didn't expect the back-to-back games.
Yeah.
But neither here nor there.
I knew this was going to be a wrap when they lost to Australia.
Right. Give them all the info, bro.
So, I just got picked up by the Fleet DJs, man. It's a worldwide coalition of DJs. So it's going to be a lot of stuff coming out, man. I was on a conference call before I got on here. So that's a big look, man. I'm excited to start that chapter, man, and get this music out, man, get these podcasts rolling again. So they're gonna have a few different things added to them, but that's a big look, man. It's a blessing. So I'm happy for that. For mixes, man, you can check me at DJ Rec1 on Twitter and Instagram. Production as well, man.
No doubt, man. That's, congratulations on that, man.
Appreciate it.
That's definitely dope. Y'all ready? Oh, Porsche, I forgot. Porsche.
Oh no, it's all good. No, we can skip me. It's all good. I don't need no smoke from the TL this week.
Right. Y'all already know what it is with me. Kill 889. We'll make beats for food. Who say? We got a new video. We just filmed it in the hood. Let me salute Southeast DC for being on their best behavior, man. I'm always skeptical about when I bring people into the hood. That's not mine. I've been working in this hood for 7 years, but at the end of the day, it's not my hood. You know what I mean? So I'm always skeptical of bringing people into the hood. I'm always skeptical of bringing people in the hood with thousands and thousands of dollars of video equipment to shoot the video too. But it was the anniversary of Tay's murder. Shop the Fox 5 coming out, reporting on that. I don't know if y'all keep up with the news in the inner city. They report on murders. They seldomly ever report on a year later with the murder, but the reporter was so touched by Miss Pinkney, Tay's mom's story, she wanted to come back out and do that. So, we
that's dope.
We let off some balloons. We shot the video up there. We shot the video in Tay's building on the stoop. Salute Mousse, because a lot of niggas are shook to come to the hood, and this dude came out to the hood, posted up on the block with everybody. So I'm really looking forward to, seeing the visuals from that. And again, y'all, just here's the thing, and y'all, you probably know this from verses and rec with beats and mixes. Like, I'll post a beat and people be like, yo, OG, send me that beat. And I'm like, yeah, nigga, and send me that bag too. Like, people have become so just, and like people be like, yo, send me a beat. And I'm like, bro, do you just go to Best Buy and just grab a MacBook and just walk out? Like, that's not the game. That's not the way the game works.
No,
you know what I mean? So,
at least try to establish a relationship first.
Right? Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's just like, so, the love that I hear from Porsche and Yao and Rec and from people about Vegas's album, you're like, all those beats are produced by me. You know what I mean? So if you're feeling those albums, come out and buy some beats. Like, y'all don't do that. Y'all don't do that with anything else in life. Y'all ain't go to Popeyes looking for no chicken sandwich and just try to walk away with that shit. Like, y'all didn't do that. Y'all ain't
some people did.
Well, some people did try to rob. Some people did. And that meant, y'all think I'm joking with this mental health shit. When people try to rob or pull a gun on Popeyes because they don't have any more chicken sandwiches and they skip the safe, they skip the register, they don't want any money, they're just pulling guns for chicken sandwiches, y'all. Mental health is a problem.
No problem.
And again, I say this with a smile, but I mean it. I work in the hood. I work with people who are addicts. I work with people who have problems. I hate saying this, but most people in our own families, we have people with mental health problems, that we just brush off. Well, that's cousin crazy. He crazy. But he got problems, y'all. You know what I mean? So more importantly than anything, through this podcast, through all the jokes and the laughter, checking on your peoples. You know what I mean? Checking on that cousin that ain't right. You know what I mean? Checking on auntie, who you ain't seen in Thanksgiving in a minute. Checking on people and everything like that. But all that to say, Mousse's album is out, Adolescent Tape. I did like 80% of that. Get that. Yao's album, I did the intro. Vegas album, I did the whole thing. Jamal Gasol, me and my man Keystar did that whole album. So it's a lot of great music coming out. Yao, congratulations on everything with you. DJ Rec 1, congratulations. Porsche, congratulations for being the only motherfucker out of all my people to know who the hell Guru was this.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Thank you.
Okay. Y'all think I'm joking, but all these people, I tell my man Salim, and we do the ticket giveaways together, and he be like, yo, Kill, make it hard, man. These tickets for Benny the Butcher. Like, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make it hard, and nobody know it. Like, and it's funny to me because I always say 30% of these mofos come on my timeline to prove they know more about hip hop than I do. That's all they just want to prove. Look, Kill, you was wrong, or look at. But then when I be asking trivia questions, people just walking around, I get crickets, So Porsche was the only person to respond with the correct answer
I didn't want to respond because I can't take the tickets. I would love them, but I can't take them. So
and it's funny because my man Salim texted me right after you said it. I was like, all right, Shorty won. You know, we gotta get her the tickets. I'm like, she in Vancouver. He's like, oh shit, like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But yeah, you were the only one. And for people who don't know, Guru and Primo had a fight.
Yes.
He came to the studio. Primo said he still got the teeth marks in his knuckles from where they was rumbling and everything. And Guru went in the booth, spit the whole verse, looking at Primo, and then he said, "Yo, is that good?" Primo said, "Yeah, that's good." He was like, "Fuck you,
Fuck you."
left." You know what I mean? So those are the stories that I love to hear. That, you know, everything looks rosy and clear, everything like that, but deep down inside, whatever. So I appreciate y'all. I will check y'all next week, y'all.
Take
Peace.
care. Bye.
Peace.
Dope episode.
This is where we